It's been Die in a Fire.
Here we go. Thank you, Captain Morgan, for joining us here on Not a Hard Night.
Federal Agent Bryce Castillo. Well, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I will work to the ends of the earth.
Look at this.
Fuck you. Hello.
Hello, is this Federal Agent Bryce Doug Castillo?
How did you get this number?
Okay, listen, you're in grave danger.
Yeah.
It's been.
Oh my God! Was that some deep fake stuff that we just saw? What was that? That was amazing!
It is.
Oh, hello, you beautiful bastards, you demon hordes of the internet. It is Tuesday night, and that means it is go time to set fire to the inner effort internet. Right here on Night Attack, I'm Brian Brushwood, live from the literal Austin city limits, deep in the heart of the 7-acre Schwood, from the ever-expanding Diamond Club Studios, and joined as always by my BFF and Noah KSJ, Justin Robert. Yo, what's up, 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 what's up,
My
what's up?
good God, Brian. You know, it's been 1 week since we talked last here on
Man,
the main show.
that was a loosey-goosey episode. That was a lot of fun, but man, we got a lot of kind comments about last week's episode.
We did. No, so big shout out to Bryce. Everybody put the game together. Hello to Bryce, by the way. Bryce, you're here. Right?
Hi. Yes, I am. I'm extant. I am here. I'm corporeal and corporeal and
Keep going.
corporal.
Corpophagic.
Well, and,
no.
that's their word.
You're,
That one
you're
is-
corporate.
I'm corporate. I am
entity.
corporate.
You're corporate.
Yeah. You're
Yes.
incorporated.
And
Bryce Incorporated.
joining us right here, right at the very top, is one of our BFFs in the whole world, Dr. Kiki from This Week in Science. It is so good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me back on 5 years later.
Oh,
5 years. Good God. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, Bryce,
It
why
feels
did you-
like I just talked to you this afternoon.
Bryce,
I
why did you
know.
turn down every time we proposed bringing on Dr. Kiki until this moment?
Exactly. Why'd you keep
Well,
shooting it
yeah.
down?
Why'd you do that?
I have no corporate comment on
Yeah, no, is your corporophilia.
He's been
That's what did it.
coprophagous
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah. He's Cobra Kai.
Oh.
Hey, speaking of which, biggest thing that's happened since last week was, I mean, we settled on a name last week, but I got a dog. I got a dog.
The dog has arrived. If you're not listening to these happy hours, man, you got to get on the happy hours because
it's so
we
cute.
saw the internet debut of the now officially named Joyful Federal Agent
Bryce Doug
Neshcom Castillo Brushwood.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it is a gorgeous little Weimaraner pup who was very, very excited and confused to be in the studio. But I'm sure you will see a lot more in all Brushwood social media.
Today was the day that she figured out that things could roll, and it really messed her up. So Josie is upstairs in our open air kind of, plan. You've seen our house. And she's at school, so she's on a Zoom. Bonnie is doing a session with the therapist. Of the 2 videos I took, I tweeted out the one where she's more like amazed by the fact that a ball can roll. The first event was,
Whoa.
she was not cool with the fact that
No.
things could roll. Like she knocked the ball and she goes, like, she was
moving.
definitely like, what the fuck is this? Since when can things roll? And so I hear Bonnie and Josie from 2 different sides saying like, what's happening? And like, meanwhile, Callie's watching regular show. It's crazy to go through the process of watching a creature, gain some form of sentience of the world around you.
Yeah, you've done that several times.
Yeah.
But this time it happened last week.
That's right.
That's right.
This time
It's
it happened
most
today.
recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been a hell of a trip. Bonnie reread.
How long has it been?
What, 5 days? I think 5 days.
I mean, if you were to round it up by 2.
Well, it's been 1 week since I got the dog. Figured out that things can roll around now. Now she's got those
it's
baby
going.
teeth biting me all up and down these knees. Posted a video on these knees
That's fine.
of the
I
bites
know,
from
I
the dog.
regret it.
From
All right,
okay,
that's
all
fine.
right, all right.
You walked into every time, Justin. You just walk right into it.
I do. I
Like,
cue
what do you
him,
expect?
I cue
What do you
him to
expect?
go,
What am I
and then
gonna
he
knock
goes, I know. I thought we would touch on it and then go. It'd be a funny
No.
joke, and then no, it's a bit. Okay.
What about you, man? How have you been?
Dude, it's been an eventful week.
Is there any acquisitions you would like to reveal live on the air right now?
I bought a car.
Yeah.
Oh. What have
I
you
bought a
named it?
car.
Yeah. I'm
We
sure.
haven't named the car, but there was definitely a moment in which I was on the internet and I saw this video of a bunch of people that were all like, you know, that trope where people are like in their car and they're yelling about politics.
Yeah.
And
sure.
like, they're like, like, I don't know about you people. And so somebody brilliant put like 9 of them together and played them all at the same time. So it's just this gigantic cacophony of people screaming into their phones in a car.
I've seen that. It's amazing.
The one dude who's just, that's the dude who eats on the internet. That's all he does is reviews fast food.
Yeah, review bras in the middle.
There's definitely, dude in the lower right corner, there was a brief second I was afraid that was me. Like,
you thought like maybe it was you in like a Steven Soderbergh movie, like where they had like the crazy harsh filter on?
Because we did have a couple of videos go viral of me in a car. Like there was one rental car where when I hit language on it and I just went, it said, selecting French. And I thought it was hilarious that a car would be racist against the French.
Yes.
That's funny.
So I was like, man, like people in these videos are like living. Like maybe like I'm not living the life I could live because I don't have a car. I need to go get a car.
Have you revealed what type of car it is?
No.
Oh,
So
everybody in the chat, put down your guess.
Ashley and I have been talking about the car, and the next thing you know, we're like, hey, let's go look at cars today. And of course, whenever you go looking for a car, like the system is set up so you leave with a
car. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, once you step into a funnel, turns out your destination is not out the top part of a funnel.
Exactly, right?
No, you're going to go
down the
all
funnel.
the way down.
Exactly.
And so we had a general idea, and we started looking, and the next thing you know, there's this car, and they're like, look, I'm like, and who knows, it might have been bullshit, but like there was definitely no version of this car in the like area where they usually show off the cars. And I was like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't have this kind of car there. He's like, yeah, we can't keep them in stock. Literally, we just got these in. They were our first that we were in a couple months. I think that was a lie. But I do buy the idea that these cars were very popular. And he's like, yeah, if you want this car, if this is actually the version of the car that you would like, you should think about buying it.
Did he say some version of, I mean, I had a guy in here last night who said he was going to be here at 3:00. So
no,
I mean,
he didn't. He was actually like, the guy that sold us the car. I wound up getting very upset. Just Kiki, imagine me just very upset about something. Like, like
imagine if you will.
Yeah.
Imagine
if you will.
I have to.
Yeah,
if you will,
exactly.
this picture
Just
of
being
Justin
like,
enraged
just being like
and
really,
pissed.
really annoyed and upset about something that like very suddenly happened. Yeah. But that happened later. The guy that initially was like a very cool East Oakland guy. And so he was like giving me the car dealer like shtick, but he was just such a lovable guy that I couldn't really even take it seriously. But he is serious in that, like, hey, look, this is probably going to sell within the next couple days because we've sold them very, very fast. So if you do like everything that is like on this car, then you should think about buying it. And so we're in the process, and he's like, so like, why do you want this car? Like for a commute, like for like trips or whatever? And I'm like, well, there's a non-insignificant portion of this that's really just a joke for the internet. Because I said on Twitter that I really wanted to buy a car because people were like yelling online, and maybe I could live a better life if I had a car. And he just kind of looks at me like, and then I just look at him, and we just go on. Like that was just the end of the conversation. It was just kind of left there.
Like the dude is wrestling with the fact, two facts. One, you're saying I might be buying this car as a joke, and him wrestling with there's a real commission attached to this joke.
A joke.
It's like, do I push further? Like, do I ask him like, no, but for real, or do I just take the commission on this car?
He's running through the sales training that he did, and he's like, at no point did they ever say how to handle a customer who comes in saying, I want to buy a car as a joke. Like,
exactly.
What?
On
like,
the internet
so
at large.
Just so you know, I'm buying this ironically for clout. Like,
Do you know how Bay Area hipster that makes you sound?
It's super. It's as punk as anything in LA or Austin combined, or anywhere.
But in reality, the reason
I
why
believe
it's a
in
meme on
nothing.
the internet is because it is a car for which, Brian, there are two cars that are canonical in the Night Attack lexicon. There's, of course,
Cybertruck.
No, the
Cybertruck.
2012 Kia Soul.
Oh, and the 2012 Jeep Wrangler.
Sure. Yes. Well, that's your car, but that's not a meme, right? Like nobody.
It's a bit of a story.
We had an entire
would
episode
say,
dedicated to it, but
No. Everybody, but that's not what they refer to it as.
No.
They refer to it as the Jeep, right?
Yes.
So the 2012 Kia Soul again. And look, semantics are important because I am now the owner of an all-new RAV4 hybrid.
Yeah.
What?
The same car that Brian and I did 2 sets of commercials for. We got
two
hired
sets of
by,
series. Hey, I'm Brian.
and I'm Justin.
And we're here with Discovery VR and the all-new RAV4 hybrid. Today, we're going to go in a cave, or we're going to barefoot water ski, or we're going to, man, can you find any of those, Bryce?
Search for Let's
Bryce
Go
is like,
Places
yes, I will find
360
them.
video. And you should be able to find 360 video is the key to finding them.
Yeah.
And you might want to put Brian's name in it. But yeah, the ones that we did in Florida were for the RAV4 hybrid. And at a certain point, I'm trying to explain it to this guy. I'm trying to explain, like, I did these videos and like they're like 360-degree videos, but I was selling this car. I was doing like ads for this car. And he's like, yeah, man, sure. And I'm like, no, but for real. And I'm trying to show, because they're 360, when you show them on the phone, like, you moving the phone moves the camera. So like I can see it, and then I turn it to him and he just sees a bush behind, and he's like, yeah, man, sure. I'm sure that happened. But literally this car, it's the silver version of the all new RAV4 hybrid.
So you sold yourself a
now
car.
own.
Yeah.
Like, really,
No,
you sold
so
it to
we're-
yourself.
So we're negotiating the price on this, and I'm like, okay. And I know what I got paid for those. And I'm like, okay, so less that. Okay. Like, and I feel like I'm
doing
already
the math.
beating him in the negotiation. I'm like, oh, you think it's cost this, but really, I already got
Really?
that amount of money. So it's for real. It's for real now. We are the brand new owners of a 2020 RAV4 RAV4 hybrid. And it's awesome. It rules. I love it so far.
Does it do the stuff like I remember it had like the crazy over? Now we're going to continue to sell. They didn't pay
enough,
us
Are they
for that.
still paying you?
No.
It does not have that. That was only on the gas version.
Got it.
That was on.
What?
That was
What is it? Are you describing a sensor?
Basically, it would stitch together through various cameras around what looked to be a direct overhead view, so that you could perfectly park in parallel and see all sides and everything.
So I'm asking him about that. I'm like, so this one has the bird's eye view camera. And he's like, oh, I think that's just on the gas version. And I'm like, I don't think. And then I remembered, no, we parked that car in Austin.
Yeah.
Which was the gas version of the car.
Yeah.
Not the one in Florida, which was the hybrid version of the car. But it does have all the other cool stuff. And literally, I bought the car without test driving it. Because we'd already driven it.
You already knew.
Because I've already driven it all throughout Florida.
We literally were there. Hey, man, I saw alligators in it. I conducted an orchestra on it. What else can you do with it?
What are you going to do with it?
we did all the things.
And so he's looking at me, and this is after I tell him I'm buying this as an ironic joke for Twitter. And he's like, cool. So when do you want to come back and test drive it? And I'm like,
I don't need to.
It's like, I'll just sign. I'll just sign. And he's like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm like, whatever. I'm like, look, like Brian said, we spent 2 weeks driving it up and down the state of Florida. I understand what it is.
How many people do you think have ever been in that position where there were a spokesperson for a vehicle and then just went back and bought it? Like less than 1,000 in all of history in the United States?
It's gotta
Probably.
be. It's got to be low. By the way, it is a better car than the one we drove. People are like, oh, 2017 versus 2020, and there were no changes. No, it is a better car. The screen is bigger and stuff like that. But I got it. I got the point. It's a well-made car. And also, the reason why we were out looking for that, in all seriousness, was because when we were researching hybrid SUVs, that was the best rated across all consumer advocate thing. So
because that was a little bit considered issue is that you were limited to hybrids, at least possibly electrics, but it had to be something environmentally friendly.
To recap a negotiation I had with my wife, and my wife is here, so she might come in and challenge this. But we were talking about buying a car. We were talking about buying a car, and I knew she was going to want to roller skate.
A tiny car.
A tiny small, just like she was gonna want a
smart car.
She was gonna want one of those one of those hobo things where you push like the jack down the road. Like that's what she wanted.
She wants a Flintstones mobile where your feet go.
The feet going down.
She wanted like a very, very, very spacious electronic scooter. Like that's what she wanted, right? And so I knew that if I wanted to get something closer to what I wanted, I then had to overbid. And so I was like, well, then I'm starting the bidding at a Ford F-150. We need an aircraft carrier, and it's got to burn 50,000 gallons of gas every 4 seconds, and it's just gonna blow billowing smoke out of the top like a Mad Max war vehicle. And
you're like, 2 words, my darling: roll coal. That's what I want to be able to do.
I want an urchin. I want a British urchin that's just like more. Yes, sir. Yes, and he's just like shoveling coal into a furnace with evil eyes on it. I wanted to be inhabited by Tim Curry from Fern Gully. Like, that's how much of a gas guzzler I wanted this bitch.
I just want to know if the two of you have thought about writing a book on negotiation, because this sounds like.
I mean, I guess we did. We end up with our wives, so
exactly
right there.
And so I knew eventually we were going to be like. And it started as the meme where it's like, well, what about the all new RAV4 hybrid? And so we were like looking like, okay, like crossovers or SUVs, but you wanted a hybrid. And so we started Googling, and it turns out the RAV4 hybrid is the best in class. And so we're like, well, we're kind of into the meme, so now we literally own it, and it's an awesome car, and I'm happy to have it. I went on a frivolous trip to Dunkin' Donuts today for the first time in in
Carbon
years.
footprint on that Dunkin' Donut. That's so good. Well, congratulations, man.
I'm pumped, and so I have a car, which is very exciting.
But before we move on, Dr. Kiki, what is the most exciting thing in your life this past week?
The most exciting thing in my life this past week is that the sun came out in Portland.
Oh, that's right. You guys are living on the surface of Mars for some reason.
We were on the surface of Mars, for sure. We were. I have now validated to myself that I should never go to Mars. I will not like it at all. Not for me.
So exactly how bad was the air quality?
It was the worst in the breathing. It was the worst in the entire world.
They had it worse than us.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes,
we
were
had
up
it worse than us.
It went up to like 700 something. It was so far off the scales in terms of air quality. It was so bad. You'd go outside and your eyes would start burning and your throat would start you get a sore throat, scratchy throat feeling within just a minute or two. It wasn't great.
So how much of your personal discomfort was offset by your scientific fascination with what was happening? Like, I have to imagine there was some amount of, certainly more of the first than the second.
Yeah. Personal discomfort. There was that. First, there was the concern for the fires and the smoke. And then we had to get to the point of, okay, it's coming in through the cracks in the windows and the doors. And how do we deal with that? And so we had to tape our entire, I really do feel like we were trying to create our own little
murder scene.
Martian survival bubble.
I would imagine
we're creating little air purifiers and different, hacking things together. It's like, look, I've got a box fan and a HEPA filter. I can make this happen.
By the way, like, for those of you who are unaware, like, Oregon evacuated like a non-insignificant percentage of the state. Like, it was like 20 to 30% of the state that needed to get the hell out because of how bad the fires were up there. Like, that was no joke. California on some level is used to some of the fires, and I'm sure Oregon to a certain extent is, but like nothing like we saw over the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks were above and beyond, and Oregon got it worse than California.
It was the fires were really headed toward like major metropolitan areas. They started out in the middle of nowhere, but then they really quickly, because of wind and lightning and dry conditions, it went crazy here for a while. Everybody was like, what is going on? But then we very quickly turned into the psychology of just, all right, how do we just get through it and deal with it? And
fires are like the sharks of Portland, or of Oregon. The sharks of Oregon.
Well, let me ask you this, Kiki.
Don't go outside.
How familiar were you with the resources to find out what your AQI was before this recent fire spate?
I was familiar, but one of the best resources that I did find, though, was it went back to my sailing days from the Central Valley Delta River region, but it was an app that tells you it's for sailors on wind direction, but it has these wind meters all over the place, and so it's like these little tells you exactly which way the wind's going and how fast it is. And so because we had these winds that were whipping up the fires, I was less interested in air quality and more interested in what is the wind going to do? Where is that going to go? And so
that's crazy.
Beautiful app.
I'm looking here at at the AQI stuff in Portland, and so it really just broke. Like, your last bad day was like Monday, and now you guys are finally in the green. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's happy times. I laid outside today on my back deck. I was like, sun, I'm just going to look at the blue sky. That's it.
No, it's
I will never
nuts.
take outdoors for granted again.
We had a similar thing. Not anywhere near 700. I think the worst day out here was 500, but like Yeah, it was crazy. The worst I've ever seen it just looked like London fog, like kind of just like
Yeah.
rolling and billowing in. When you can like see plumes like on the smoke itself, like just like rolling through your neighborhood, like it's the ice
Yep.
cream man. You're like,
Yep.
what the hell is even happening?
The way you guys are describing it almost is like I have a hard time. Sometimes I'll listen to like, I don't know, a hardcore history podcast or whatever, and I'll picture just how slow motion wars used to happen in the day, where it's like you would watch soldiers show up and you're like, hi, and then you would watch them build siege weapons and you're like, oh, you're gonna invade. They're like, yeah, we're gonna, and then a war, and then you're like, okay, well, we've got this tar that we're gonna pour on, and you're like, okay, we get it, and then like that's what this sounds like, is this marching army coming for you guys.
It did seem like that, and as you're looking at the online at the fire maps to see where the fire is,
Their
and
fire
how close is
maps.
it coming? Yeah, they
Yeah.
have like the green zone and the yellow zone and the red zone, and it's like, okay, once you end up in the red zone, it's like you're supposed to evacuate and get out of there,
Because you're on
and
fire. Yeah, you should leave
because
when you're on fire.
Yeah,
things are on fire. Yeah,
fire
and
comes
so it's
at
like-
you
When you're
in Oregon.
space. In Oregon.
yeah, but you'd check it and be like, okay, well, yesterday it moved, this many miles. How is it doing right now? So you'd wake up in the morning and check the fire map and make sure it's all good, and then you'd be checking it a little while later. It's just, you'd realize how slow it was happening, but at the same time, everything seemed very intense.
Well, and
So
how
yeah, I
real
think you're
everything
right
feels.
there.
Well, and nowadays we're able to get closer to those terrifying experiences than we've ever been. Like on YouTube, there's a whole sequence of videos of people who are, hey, we're evacuating from the fire, and
Yeah.
this road is turning into the fire. Jesus Christ, we're driving through a full-on
the
forest
fire.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's man, that's next level. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's probably it's people are predicting that like this is just end of summer, early fall. This is just what it's going to be like in the West looking forward. I mean, until at least these forests burn out their fuel,
So
So
you're saying
once
it's the
that
forest's
understory,
fault. If they would stop
It's-
growing all of this fuel,
just
then it wouldn't be a
forests would just stop
problem.
growing
That's
and
it.
being
That's
Kind of
it.
messed
plants.
up. Like, what are they?
And that's
Whose side are they
why
on?
I'm proposing that we restrict forests from growing any more fuel.
it.
Whose side are you on? This is these you American trees growing all this fuel
Exactly.
for these forest fires. Get out of here.
Blood over sap. Blood over sap. Blood over sap.
Hey man, let's take a moment to thank the folks who make this show possible. If you head on over to patreon.com/Night Attack, you can become one of the proud.
Yes.
A proud person.
Nope.
Nope,
Yes.
no,
No, we're
nope,
not going to
nope,
even go there.
no, okay.
You can be somebody that's very cool.
Not
In
a
fact,
tree.
You can
Not
be
a tree.
You can be the most non-tree motherfucker that I know if you head over there right now. Patreon.com/Night Attack. Get your custom RSS feed. And this isn't something that, like, I know we just say custom RSS feed like you might know what the hell it is. It's just a regular thing that you're going to put into the podcast.
It's double the show. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
3
well, yeah.
hours instead of an hour
But
and a half.
it's not complicated. It's literally a thing you copy into your podcast catcher and then boom, double the show. And you never got to worry about refreshing it. You never got to worry about logging in. It just shows up there, all the happy hours, all the after show. Folks, I can't sing the praises of this high enough. Head on over there right now. Patreon.com/Night Attack.
And of course, if you up your pledge or you're a new pledger, you get a chance to randomly be shouted out in a little thing that we like to call
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
It's an hour of it. Man, some people think that you want to come swaggering in with the big old pledge. Other people like to play that game where last minute on the very day that we do this show, they keep raising it by like a cent 5 times
Yeah.
a day, and that'll trick me into reading it. Guess what? Doesn't always work. Sometimes.
Oh, it doesn't.
No.
Because it usually does. That's usually the way that you get tricked.
Hey, be on my side for this, man.
All right. All right.
Sometimes I just pick out a random name from 5 days ago from somebody who upped their pledge just 1 penny. And that's why I want to say thank you to 2 people. Ben and Ellen. Ben and Ellen. I don't know what you're doing, but thank you, Ben and Ellen.
Ben and Ellen. Ben and Ellen. Ben and Ellen. Everybody loves you because your name is Ben and Ellen.
Who knows? Maybe you two are making love as we sing your song for Ben and Ellen above.
Ben and Ellen. You are doing a move that we call the Ben and Ellen because it is both of you having sex. Ben and Ellen, Ben and Ellen, Ben and Ellen, Ben and Ellen.
Thank you, Ben and Ellen. I would love to believe. I would love to believe.
I'm dying over here. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, you were saying, Justin.
Yeah, well, of course, we're a live show, Brian, which is why we like to reward everybody who watches this live here at twitch.tv/Night Attack. We like to tell a totally true story. So I'm going to start it off, but this is the thing that Brian and I experienced a couple days ago. Brian, I was talking to my old friend Gitpull Alexander, and he's the owner of several bio cows. I mean, you know what a bio cow is, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've been a little bit horde curious myself, and that's the sooth.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good phrase that we all know. In fact, I'm sure you got it from the Ben Franklin's tome. Sup, y'all? I'm Ben Franklin. Anyway, I was talking. I was on the CB, and I said, Joey, because that's what my friend Joey, who has the CB radio, we got a real Sutter cane on your 6. Sutter cane refers to what, Brian?
Oh, well, I mean, it's hot beverages of any variety. Hot coffee, hot tea, hot chocolate. Sine wave is a popular beverage that people drink.
That's another thing that we all drink.
Yeah.
And of course, the slogan for Sine Wave is Curtis LaRock. Do the Ben and Ellen with him.
It's my favorite dumbest bit we do.
Yeah, it's really good. Hey, Bryce, what's the bit boss right now?
Our bit boss with 2,000 bits and 6 gifted subs is Rockroll Martian. Thank you, Rockroll Martian, for all of the support. We'll see how you do.
Rockroll Martian. Yeah, look, we finally can get to what we came here for, and that's to play our game with Dr. Kiki. Bryce, what's the game this week?
Hey, everybody, we've got a game here. We got, I want to give a shout out to Ulrich, a.k.a. Cuppa Scoop, for sending me the inspiration for this. So there is a Twitter account out there on twitter.com called Crime a Day. Do you guys know @Crime a Day?
Man, that sounds like a police scanner. Yeah.
Close. Crime a Day is a one of those novelty apps or accounts where every day they tweet out a new federal crime.
That's perfect because I have a dog naid Joyful Federal
Agent Bryce Neshkop. Brushwood. Yeah.
And so
rolls off the tongue.
It's just it's got a rhythm to it, you know?
Yeah.
And so we will be playing a new game that I like to call Do Make a Federal Case Out of It.
Do
make a federal case out of it. I'm going to give you the federal statute and most of the description.
That sounds like something that would be said that would prevent some Ben and Ellen, if you catch my drift.
So I'm going to give you most of what these laws are with word or words blanked out, and you're each going to give me what you believe should fill or does fill that blank, and whoever's closest as determined by science will win the point.
Fill the blank. Got it.
Fill in the blank. It's easy.
So we get somebody who's an expert in science, and we bring up law.
And she knows a lot about science, so obviously, I mean, she'll
Not
be
much
great
about law.
All right, so we got a first one here, Brian. We're gonna start with you.
Ready.
And you'll all get a chance to answer for these. This is Title 21 of the U.S. Code, Section 343G, 333, and 21, making it a federal crime to sell a, quote, frozen heat and serve dinner, end quote, without at least one significant source of blank. Crime to sell a frozen heat and serve dinner without at least one significant source.
Wait, are we
blank.
like buzzing in, or is it somebody who goes
We're
first?
going in order.
We're going in order.
But I'm going to say without a source of heat. you can't.
You can't buy a kid's cuisine without selling a butane lighter with
Right?
it.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you mean you have to include the thing with
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Well, you tell me.
No. I like that's the reason why every time I got chicken nuggets that were shaped like stars, it came with a Bic under it.
I'm going to stick to it. That's my answer.
He's gonna
There
stay
we
with
go.
it.
I'm
All right.
I'm good.
Justin, it's a federal crime to sell a frozen heat and serve dinner without at least one significant portion of blank.
I think it's some protein.
What?
I was gonna say the same
Oh.
thing.
Well, Kiki,
Where I was gonna go.
if you get closer than Justin, as determined by science, you could get a point. What do you think?
Without a significant source of information.
Information. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's what.
So,
it's
like,
the only
yeah.
thing more important than protein.
Exactly. I'm trying to heat up some
I'm on a
meatloaf
full
from lean
information diet
cuisine.
these days. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're trying to heat up some meatloaf from lean cuisine, and here's War and Peace. Like, just, work out
What is
the
it? It's gonna
biggest
be
muscle
animal
in your
protein,
brain.
isn't it?
Oh, I
Animal
mean,
protein?
You can
No.
modify if
The
you
other,
want to. If you want to be more
the other
specific.
thing that I would say, I would have
Oh.
said like iron or something like that. Like I'll bet you
Oh,
it might
vitamins,
be
Yeah.
vitamins and minerals. There
Let's
you
find
go.
out.
minerals.
What is it?
It makes it a federal crime to sell. Without a significant source of protein.
There you go, Jerry.
There you go. On the dot.
Okay.
On the dot, Justin.
Why?
Protein.
Why? You're not allowed to sell frozen peas intended to be heated and then eaten?
Not a dinner.
But it's not a meal.
Not a heat.
That's not a
dinner.
meal. That's
Not a
just
meal.
frozen peas.
Okay. all right.
And it doesn't have to be.
All right. For the record, was this whole bit intended to make me go full John Stossel? I was
Oh,
like, why is it the government's job to decide what a meal is?
All right, cancel the game. Here we go, Bryce. Just read off the laws and let's just do it.
There we go.
Let's try
Because
this.
you have to protect people from themselves. There we go.
Yeah.
They do make a good point that
We
in
asked
the law.
Dr. Kiki whether or not.
Dr. Kiki says that the most important nutrient is information. I ask you, how many Emmys does she want?
What does she want? Oh, she
All
gets.
of them.
All right, let's go into.
I'm John Stossel. If you hit me with a stick, 4 Emmys fall out.
If you slap
Just wait
me,
until my
I become
Tony
world
comes.
famous.
Yeah. I only become more powerful when professional wrestlers slap me. Yes, I will hold a grudge for multiple decades.
Many of you don't know that my mustache stopped Chernobyl from burning.
It's a very powerful mustache.
We asked Bryce Neshcom Castillo to
Asbestos
continue
stash.
the game.
Round 2. We're gonna start with Justin on this one. Justin, you're gonna fill in the.
Yeah.
Title 18 of the U.S. Code, Section 1705, makes it a federal crime to maliciously tear down a blank. As a one-word blank, it makes it a federal crime to maliciously tear down a
High
blank.
score.
A blank.
A blank.
Did you say blink or blank?
Blank.
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 We're doing a fill in the blink game, please.
I don't know. I didn't know where there was a clue.
First
Bryce
of all,
is
I know
just
the answer.
sitting here
It's an
blinking.
By the way,
unbroken streak
by the way.
of victories by Brian Brushwood. So just think about that before you answer.
You could have said blink as a clue, and I could have said eyeball. And that seems like a federal crime.
I guess that's true. I guess that's a part of the game that we haven't accounted for. Makes it a federal crime to maliciously tear down a blank.
A
Your Honor.
mailbox.
A mailbox. All right, Dr. Kiki.
Mm. Maliciously tear down.
And by the
A
way, to do it
flag.
maliciously, Oh, that's a
A
good
flag. Okay.
one. To do it
Flag.
maliciously, you have to have your fingers steepled and be saying right before you do it.
Brian.
I'll say a political advertisement or a political sign.
Political sign. All
Yeah.
right. Interesting.
A federal crime. That would be. I mean, that's you're going to. You're federally.
I mean,
Uncle
look,
Sam
okay,
is like,
first of all,
you've defied me.
if there's
I'm
one
Uncle
thing-
Sam.
if there's-
Federal laws are me.
if there's one thing that both the Crips and the Bloods can agree on, it's that they want their signs to stay up. I mean, I fully believe this.
But it does mean I've seen a lot of felonies on TikTok. So.
But is
Yeah.
it a federal crime to pants a politician?
Hmm.
No,
tear
that might
down
just
their
be a
pants.
regular crime. That might just be a state or local crime.
Just normal.
This is a normal one.
This is a state of their local
I
pants.
think also sexual assault.
Maybe there's that. There's just assault. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's right. 1705 makes it a federal crime to maliciously tear down a mailbox. Oh my God, that's
There we go.
in a row.
How do you define like you're in court and
The
they're all
government decides what's a mailbox.
No,
this
no,
woman
no.
says this hole in her tree should be a receptacle.
Like, no, I'm gonna say
It's a
like
receptacle
I
for
mean-
mail.
Your
I
Honor,
get mail there.
Your Honor,
Sorry, I'm being the old woman for Bryce's Stossel.
Your Honor, yes, I did tear down that mailbox, but I did it without any malice whatsoever. I did it with the utmost respect. I
With a
cried for the
baseball bat.
Postmaster General and for Benjamin Franklin the whole time I did so.
I was accidentally drunk driving.
I was actually, yeah,
Not malicious.
It wasn't malicious. I just hugged it the whole way to the ground.
Exactly. I do
Really-
love the idea that you get charged. You get charged for maliciously running over a mailbox drunk because the bartender's like, "Oh, he was talking about that shit all night."
Smack.
He was just like, "Oh, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking knock over that mailbox." But the answer to how is at the bottom of this glass. Glug 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 glug.
All right, round 3. We're gonna start with Kiki on this one. Section, Title 40, Section 8103B5 makes it a federal crime to take blank that belongs to the federal government while you're in Washington, D.C. Makes it a federal crime to take blank, that's a one-word blank, that belongs to the federal government while you're in Washington, D.C.
It belongs to the federal government while you're in Washington, D.C.
Ambien. Like
Now, that's how they control you. They want you to take that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, I have no idea. How about money? It's a federal crime to take money
Yeah.
That's under
That's
Uncle
a regular-
Sam's
that's
dollar.
another regular crime.
that
I
belongs to the
suspect.
federal government. I
Right?
don't know. It's
8103 makes it a federal crime to take blank that belongs to the federal government while you're in Washington, D.C.
Pens.
Oh, God damn it, you took mine.
That
I
was
was gonna
what
say-
you had lined up?
I was gonna say office supplies. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
All right, well, Justin, he said pens.
it's my statement.
Fuck.
Bribes? I guess that goes with my money.
Yeah.
The bribes that belong to the federal government.
Take a nap that belongs to the federal government.
I know.
That's sort of in line with the Ambien one.
Exactly.
Oh.
Should be a Supreme Court seat. Am I right, ladies? Sorry.
Yes.
Advice.
But anyway, folks.
Like the federal crime to take
Serious.
blank that belongs to the federal
But
government.
seriously, so take a hot take. You have John Cornyn who's like, man, it ought to be a law to sell rib tibs, and you take it, and he's like, you're going to fucking jail, my guy.
For the rib tibs.
Yeah, for taking the rib tib takes. Yeah.
What is that?
You ain't ever seen a rib tib?
No, I've never seen a rib tib.
Oh, man, look them up. Rib tibs, Bryce. They're great. Not if you're John Cornyn, though, Texas senator. He fucking hates it.
Google asked if I meant rib. So I.
No, you ain't never. No, rib tibs are real.
Oh, you mean tips?
Tips.
Rib
Rib
tips?
tips?
Nah, rib tibs.
That's what he calls
Doubling
Robitussin.
down. Double down.
Herring hero.
All right, we've got an answer here. 408103B5 makes it a federal crime to take sand that belongs to the federal government.
Sand.
And since we don't have
I
a...
am gonna go to Washington D.C.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Fill
They're
up
not
a bucket
called
with
rib
sand
tips?
boxes.
What are you...
Playgrounds.
What are you
They're mine.
describing, Justin? Are you talking about rib tips?
Yeah. Quick, Your Honor, pause a moment. I need to settle this rib tib thing. What is a rib
Rum Tum
tib?
Tugger.
Okay, a rib tib is definitely on some chain restaurant's menu. I know for sure it's either Applebee's or Chili's. But they're basically like boneless, like spare ribs.
And the,
it's just like
the smaller
meat,
ones are
the
called
smaller
ribulate
they're just-
tibulates.
In Inglewood?
rib.
Because I'm seeing a Yelp review that mentions rib tibs.
Somebody is going to know rib tibs.
This is
Somebody's
insane
going
to
to
me.
email in and they are going to know rib tibs, and I'm going to be vindicated in a court of law by federal jurisdiction. Rib tibs are a thing.
Dude,
and
I
if,
was very
by the way,
disappointed on
we're gonna
Saturday
get
night.
we're gonna get
if they ain't, they ought to be. If you are the
Really, should
proprietor of
they?
a restaurant, you should call something rib tibs because it's already a brand name.
I just looked it up.
Should they be?
There's a Wikipedia article, and Rib Tibs is labeled the worst DC superhero. That's what Rib Tibs is.
All right, look, this is ridiculous.
We've got a recipe here for beef tibs.
Beef Tibs.
Maybe that's what you're looking for. An African meal. All right.
You
well-
ain't never heard. All right,
No,
rib tibs, man.
No, I'm sorry. I'm
No
seeing
one's
another
heard
article.
Rib
It says
Tibs.
Rib Tibs is my mommy's hugs. They're the
Look
best.
at this mockery. Look at this mockery. There is somebody listening to my voice right now that knows rib tibs,
Please,
and they
mail
are
in.
going to hit us up. Where's the mail? What's the
Sorry,
mail?
Mail at
address?
I'm looking at the
nightattack.tv.
Voltron
Mail at
wiki,
nightattack.tv.
and it says here that Rib Tibs is the little-known plaid lion.
Aw.
That's Rib
All right,
Tibs.
look, I was not shaken in my faith until M. Cube just said, "Jury, you're in the woods." So if he doesn't think I have a
You're on
chance,
your
I'm
own.
probably fucked. I'm probably fucked. If I lost M. Cube, then I'm definitely fucked. He's the one who thought Hip Hip Hooray was anti-Semitic, and so like. If he's like I'm off the planet at this point, then I might be. All right.
All right. Well, since we didn't have a direct answer on that one, I don't know, Kiki, if you've seen the show lately, but we have to feed these answers into the science machine.
Science
to
will determine who's
figure out
closest.
exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go. Shh, beep, 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 beep,
Those are science sounds. Totally.
beep, 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 beep,
Yep.
beep, ding, ding,
That
ding,
sounds
ding.
like a science machine. Yep.
All right. Science says because sand is made of time and time is money. Kiki gets the point on that one.
Science.
I got a point.
Although I don't
Science.
know.
Rib
I'm
Tibs,
starting.
huh?
I'm gonna.
Rib Tibs.
Tibbs.
Rib
I'm sorry, what is that,
Tibs.
Mr. Rib Tibbs?
Justin Rib Tibs Young.
Just Tib Young?
I'll take that. You think that's? I'll Yankee Doodle Dandy that motherfucker so goddamn quick. I am Mr. Rib Tips. You're Mr. 9/11, and I'm Mr. Rib Tips.
Welcome to the show with 9/11 and the Rib Tibs. Whatever happened to the
good.
fourth ham bone?
I'm just saying. Rib Tips.
Oh, no. You can't keep saying it. You just say... You're not even
I mean,
sorry.
yeah, he.
All right.
The more you say it, it doesn't make it real.
It does get funnier though. So
All right.
we'll give him that.
Somebody's
There's
out there.
Rib tibbing.
Somebody's
Somebody
yelling
out
into
there
their
is
phone
rib
right
tibbing.
now.
Maybe you're thinking
Somebody's
of the verb
rib-tibbing.
to rib tib, like oh man, me and Joseph, we were rib tibbing the other day.
And what is it? And what were you and Joseph doing?
I mean, between the ribs and the tibs
Good God.
are the jibs. The Giblets.
Round
There's
4.
giblets. There's jibs in them rib tibs. That's what I'm saying.
Brian, we're gonna start
Yeah.
with you.
I don't think
But
that's normal
seriously,
anatomy.
folks.
All right. Title 21 of U.S. Code, Section 1035A, 1037B1, 1041,
We were
and
wearing
9
bibs while we were doing the rib tibs.
makes it. You need to listen to this because you're going first. Makes it a federal crime for egg
That's a fib.
breakers in an eggplant.
Egg breakers?
That's right. Makes it a federal crime for egg breakers in an eggplant to leave blank blank on the floor.
Rib tibs. Sooner or later, it's gonna be right.
All right, rib tibs. The ambiguous word Justin just made up. Justin makes it a federal crime for egg breakers in an eggplant. He's Googling rib tibs. I can see it in his eyes. I can see it in the reflection of his eyeballs.
It's
I
reflection of the screen.
I
in his
can't
eyes,
listen
yes.
to fucking anything you're saying right now, my man. I am all in on whether or not I've ever seen the
We've got a
phrase
name
rib
for the
tibs
episode
before.
at the very least. It's gotta be rib tibs.
Rib tibs.
Somewhere has had rib tips on their menu. Somewhere I've been to has had rib tips on the menu. All right, I'm texting my
And when
friend.
challenged, he doubled
I
down.
know there's
Text your
one friend.
Third parties.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
What's
take
your
your.
stupid question? What's your stupid
It
question?
makes it a federal crime for egg breakers in an eggplant to leave blank blank on the floor.
Egg breakers in an egg. Oh, I guess an eggplant would be a factory.
Shells.
Okay.
Shells.
You say shells. It's 2 words
Yeah.
in the blank blank. I can give you if you want.
No, stay
big-
with shells. Rib tibs.
Big shells.
I already
Big
said
shells.
rib
Big
tibs.
shells.
I already took that one.
Big shells. All right, Dr. Kiki is federal crime for egg breakers in an eggplant to leave blank blank on the floor.
Baby chicks.
Baby chicks.
Can I
Well, I hope they don't have a lot of baby chicks in the eggplant.
can I
Probably
confess,
just broken eggs,
Are you
but, I
talking
mean-
about the vegetable or a plant where they break chicken eggs?
A vegetable?
There's an
Oh,
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
I'm still on rib
beers.
tips. I'm still on rib
Were
tips.
you unaware that? Okay, all right.
No, egg space plant.
Okay, all right.
Eggplant.
An
Not an eggplant.
plant.
I thought it was
an
an egg.
egging plant. Kind of weird, like egging, like rib tibbing, like an egging.
Stand
Eggplant.
behind rib tibs. At least it's 2 words.
Could you imagine if there was a job, though, where you were testing eggs to throw at people? You're the egg breaker.
An eggplant. Yeah.
All right. Our answers are rib tibs, big shells, and baby chicks.
Rib tibs, eggshells, and baby chicks would be a great.
Now
night.
that would be, if you told me that was on the IHOP menu, I would be like, oh, I get it. It's the moon's over my hand B2, rib tibs, big shells, and baby chicks. Got it.
No, can you
Understood.
imagine?
Mwah. Delicious.
That is the best. That is the best Jeff Foxworthy Golden Corral app.
If you're
We've
having
got rib tibs. We've got baby chicks and big shells next to the chocolate fountain. Only $5 to get a to-go container. Come on down to the Golden Corral.
rib tibs, big shells, and baby chicks. No, that's not the title of a rap album. That's what's available right now over at Golden Corral.
Here's your sign. All right. That section makes it a federal crime for egg
Who's
breakers
gonna get it?
in an eggplant to leave
Rib tibs.
egg meat on the floor.
Wait, what? That would be a baby chick.
It does sound a lot like a baby chick. I would just very quickly. This will have to go into the science machine.
I mean, let me just say, of
But I
all
don't
the
know. I don't know.
answers,
I
who,
gotta-
who actually
What
named
the
the
heck?
meat?
Egg meat?
Click.
Have you ever cracked
Yeah.
open an egg and said, "Hey, look at the egg meat"?
Yeah.
Is that
One
is
of us-
that
one of us
English? Is that
definitely
English for
said a
rib
meat.
tibs?
One of us definitely said a real meat, and the other
Maybe it's rib
one
tibs.
of us will agree that it must be a real meat, or he'll be a hypocrite.
Science.
All right. Science says baby chicks.
Oh,
Science
boo!
says baby
meat.
chicks. That's 2 for Kiki.
Rib tibs is a meat. Baby chicks ain't no meat. Nobody sees a baby chick and says, "Look at that meat."
Brian.
But they look at some rib tibs and they're like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I would like to eat that meat."
Brian,
It's not egg meat, though. I'm sorry, not rib tibs.
I'm beginning to become uncomfortable with how close Kiki is with science. Seems
Oh
like
my God.
science is giving Kiki some
do you
very
think-
favorable
Do you think
calls.
I'm sorry.
science can be corrupted? Is that what you're saying?
We have a whole
saying
method for this. I put it in the
Persuadable.
machine, I click it, and then it comes out.
It goes through the scientific procedure.
Sure,
Yeah.
exactly. Just a bunch of scientists out here sticking together. Kiki's literally talking to us in front of a banner that has science on it. And who are we
That's
trusting to
right. Wait, where
referee
is it?
this? Science.
Science.
Yeah. And
Wow.
just because there's a consensus among science, never mind. Sorry.
Well, maybe we make it a federal law. Why don't you?
Okay. All right.
All right, Justin, we're going to start with you on this next one.
Yeah.
Title 18, Section 485 makes it a federal crime to possess a blank, 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 that's 3 blanks, with the intent to defraud someone with it. A federal crime to possess a blank, blank, blank with the intent to defraud someone with it.
Rib Tib conspiracy on a comedy podcast.
Oh.
My friend hasn't gotten back to me.
Waiting.
My friend hasn't gotten back to me, and I'm almost positive that Ben Franklin figured it out.
What is it?
That Applebee's, that it's the riblets are called rib tips, and I've literally just upside down dyslexically read it wrong.
That's all right. They misspelled their dumb name with 2 E's.
Yeah.
I'm still holding out
Thursdays.
hope. I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out hope that rib tips, somewhere I've seen rib tips. What a random thing to remember my entire life. Rib tips, if it's not real. Gotta be real, right? Can't be a Mandela effect. That's never happened. Like this is definitely rib tips are real. I'm a rib tips truther. Hey, when's the last time you ever seen anybody that told you that rib tips weren't real? That's what I'm saying. The latest Q drop says rib tips.
Oh.
Fact.
Maybe you're thinking of Rab Tivs.
RAV4
Rav
Tibs.
Tivs.
RAV4.
The brand new Rev
Is
Tib
this what
hybrid.
happens when you buy a car? Your brain slowly gets eaten by worms.
It's the
Did my
5G.
car
You got the
come
new car with the
brain
5G in it.
worms? Did I get 5G in
yeah,
my car?
You got
That's
5G
what
car.
it is.
All right, the RAV5G. All right, federal crime to possess a blank, blank, blank with the intent to defraud someone with it.
Oh, that's a big live chicken.
One big live chicken.
I'm going to defraud you with this chicken.
Well, no, look, if you're gonna bring a big live chicken next to somebody, and then he starts being like wily, and he starts saying like, well, I say, you need to give me the deed to your car, sir. Like then, that's illegal. You shouldn't do that. They ought to be a law.
All right, they ought to be the law. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Big live chicken. Kiki, this section makes it a federal crime to possess a blank, blank, blank with the intent to defraud someone with it.
A really fake check.
Now, what makes it really fake?
I mean, it's not larger than you, like those novelty checks.
The big ones.
Like the really fake checks are the size of an actual check. That's the difference.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, Brian.
That's kind of close. Read it one more time.
Sure. 485 makes it a federal crime to possess a blank, blank, blank with the intent to defraud someone with it.
Signed federal document.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Or maybe-
federal document. My
I
friend
think
my friend Donald wrote
debit
this for
card.
me. Oh, yeah. You might have heard of him. I don't know. He's on TV. All right. 18485 makes it a federal crime to possess a fake gold bar
What?
with the intent to defraud someone with it. That's a
All
Kiki,
right.
That's a Kiki
All
point.
right.
That we don't
Oh,
even
come
need.
on!
That's a Kiki point. She said it's a
Bullshit!
check.
Yet
close to a check.
another
Come on.
biased science bullshit answer.
Oh, as we round
Which
around.
would hit the
Well,
ground
I
first
say,
if you
I
drop them at the
say,
same time? A real
my
live chicken or a
son.
fake really fake check.
Really fake check.
All right, after 5 rounds, the score is 0 to 2 to 3. Brian is in need of getting on the board. Justin's got 2. Kiki's got 3. We're going to double points.
All right.
Double points, still anybody's game. All right, we're going to start with Dr. Kiki in this one.
Oh, geez.
All right, this is Title 21, Section 610, 676, and 9, as well as Section 319.306 in the CFR, making it a federal crime to sell spaghetti with meatballs and sauce without prominently declaring blank. The blank is 5 blanks. Makes it a federal crime to sell spaghetti and meatballs and sauce without prominently declaring blank, 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 blank.
These are real meatballs.
These are real meatballs. Okay. That's a great. I love that magic
meat and
special.
balls are 2 different words.
Yeah.
Brian makes it a federal crime to sell spaghetti with meatballs and sauce without prominently declaring blank.
Whether it has all 3.
Whether it has all 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait,
Got it.
Wait, spaghetti and meatballs
Spaghetti.
is only 2 ingredients. Never mind.
Spaghetti with meatballs and sauce without
and
prominently
sauce. Yeah,
declaring
yeah,
And
whether,
sauce.
whether
There
or not
we
they
go.
declare
Yeah.
whether or
Yeah.
not they have all 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get to skimp. If you have 3 ingredients, you don't get to cheap out. And yeah.
Gotcha. Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Juice makes it a federal crime to sell spaghetti with meatballs and sauce without prominently declaring blank.
Hey, yo, I'm walking here.
Walk in apostrophe. Okay.
Winner, 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 winner.
All right. Bold strategy. Let's see what he does. This section makes it a federal crime to sell spaghetti.
He had it. I like the fact that he didn't even quote it correctly and added the
Oh.
word yo.
Hey, yo, I'm walking here.
Oh, no, he cut down the
That's
A.
how you say it, yeah.
Not the A, does it? Makes it a federal crime to sell spaghetti and meatballs and sauce without prominently declaring the presence of the sauce. That's a Brian. Brian, you got it right.
Brian,
Without
right
prominently
there.
declaring the presence of
Yeah.
the sauce.
Oh, so you can't just say spaghetti and meatballs. You have to say spaghetti and meatballs and sauce
With
because we're all
sauce.
And
fucking
sauce.
idiots.
Yeah.
And some sauce. Hey, get some sauce going. Toss some rib tips into it. Fuck around. Let's do some fusion. Hey,
Spaghetti
I'm
and rib
walking
tips and
here.
sauce.
Welcome to. Well, I'm a big live chicken. Welcome to my new restaurant. Rib tips and spaghetti and meatballs and sauce, apparently, because the fucking man makes me.
Yes.
Back home, we call it gravy. All right.
Because I swear to God, my congressman in Kentucky hates it when he orders it and is surprised by the sauce.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck is this? I ordered only spaghetti and meatballs.
Who knows where I got this accent? I'm from Kentucky.
Exactly.
Wow.
My superpower is dissolved by the color red.
Wait, is that a reference to Super Fuzz? That was
Sure.
a reference to Super
That's right, Brian. Yeah. Yes, Brian. It's a
exactly.
great 80s
No, that was
reference.
literally the plot of Super Fuzz.
And we all knew that.
That went away when he saw the color red.
That's stupid.
And yet
It
I
is.
was able to nail that without seeing the movie, and I whiffed on rib tips.
Yeah, turns out.
Ernest Borgnine was in that movie. All right.
Hey,
All those Ernest Borgnine
it's
movies
a
I've seen.
living.
All right. Let's see. We're at round 7. We're going to start with you, Brian. Title 16, Section 718G, 707, and 30, plus the CFR Section 91.16a makes it a federal crime to submit more than one entry in the federal blank stamp contest. Federal crime to submit more than one entry in the federal blank stamp contest.
Lottery? Isn't there a lottery that involves federal stamps or something?
Federal lottery stamp contest?
I'll say lottery.
Okay.
I hope that's close.
Lottery is usually handled by the states, but okay, federal lottery stamp contest. Juice. More than one entry.
I take it back because I think science is lying. The federal meatball.
I'm not. I'm just a man.
Science
Okay.
isn't
I'm not a
lying.
machine.
I'm going to say lottery.
Okay. Justin, the federal blank stamp contest.
Elvis.
No way. Oh, wait. That might have been because it was a public contest.
A massive public contest to do the Elvis stamp, and they wound up picking a fat Elvis and a young Elvis, but it would not be
I
crazy
don't remember that.
if they made a federal law that you could only submit one because people were so
that's
fucking
not
crazy about
bad.
Elvis.
That's pretty
Okay.
good.
Dr. Kiki, what's your take on this? Makes it a federal crime to submit more than one entry in the federal blank stamp contest.
Presidential election.
That's right. Only
Contest.
one
I would love it if they called it a contest.
vote stamp. Just one vote stamp. I will say I don't know. I'm just thinking McDonald's.
The federal McDonald's contest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Tracks.
Okay.
You win all the rib tibs.
Where did she
Rib
submit
tips.
an entry to the federal McDonald's?
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Don't watch McMillions, kids. All right. Well, that specific section makes it a federal crime to submit more than one entry in the federal duck stamp contest.
Duck
What?
stamp?
Ah, the
Federal.
rib tib of animals.
I don't know that I consult. I do need to consult the science computer on
Okay.
this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no, that
wonder
makes
what's
sense.
gonna happen.
Click.
Wow, what a crazy thing.
Ducks,
Oh,
the
look at it
Elvis of
go.
animals.
He's over there. Science is over there going twist, 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 twist. DWIS. Science, science, protect science. Snitches get
Protect the
stitches.
science.
Ding, 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 shing,
Science likes ducks.
Oh, look at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
The McDonald duck.
Oh, look at that. 2 points to Elvis because that was a stamp contest also. So there we go. 2 points to Justin on that. Congratulations, you baby.
Also,
Yes.
Fucking.
I'm certain that Elvis loved McDonald's, and so that counts.
Did you ever play the game with the McDonald's where you had to go and get the stamps and then you could win stuff?
A stamp?
You mean the Monopoly game?
Maybe it was Monopoly.
It was Monopoly.
I think there was a
no,
documentary about it.
No.
Where
there
did they air
wasn't.
the
Moving
documentary?
on.
Who made
Bryce, moving on. Bryce, we're moving on. We're moving on. It's going to take another 10 minutes to explain the joke. We're going to move on.
All right. Here we go. Oh, this
I
is-
already wasted all the McMillions explanation time on rib tips, so we burn our budget. We're
We've already
moving
had
on.
one fast food conspiracy debunked. We don't need to hear about another one.
2.
All right, we're going to start with Justin on this one. Title 40, Section 6303B2 and 6307 make it a federal crime to injure an blank at the Smithsonian. Makes it a federal crime to injure an blank at the Smithsonian. It's very weird to say Anne blank.
Yeah.
Unless you think of it as a woman's name. Anne blank. Dear Anne blank.
Dude, you could sell that show to the CW like right now. Just my name is Anne Blank, and
And I'm
she
at the
like works at it.
Smithsonian.
Yeah, but only part time because the rest of it she's I don't know doing
She's a
something that's in the news.
superhero, but it's the 40s. It makes a federal crime to injure Anne blank at the Smithsonian.
You did it. You wrote the pitch.
I got it.
Wait, all right. To say that again, I don't even know how this sentence works.
Make it a federal crime to injure Anne blank at the Smithsonian. And like you would put in front of a word that begins with a vowel.
Oh, now we're explaining all that.
Well, just
Yeah.
But we'll leave
To
eggplant.
injure-
the amount of looking off
just
screen.
as spoken as eggplant.
I-
But this one gets explained. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
To injure an guard dog.
Yes, That makes sense.
To injure a dog?
And gourd.
And
Gourd dog
And
because
gourd
he's
dog.
gourding an eggplant. That's
Smithsonian.
what it's about. It all comes full circle.
Okay.
An
Gourd.
Don't injure the
eggplant gourd
eggplants.
dog.
Right. Dr. Kiki making a federal crime to injure Anne Blank at the Smithsonian.
An exhibit.
An exhibit. Okay. There we go.
I mean, I wanted to say docent, but that starts with a consonant. And yeah, instead of guard dog, that doesn't work either. And
I
it has to
had
start with a
the
vowel.
exact same thought, and then I realized that due to the
You
way
injure a
those weird
person.
Brits say their words, it's
Oh.
got to be an historian.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. And his
Maybe.
okay.
Well, your surprise does not fill me with a lot of confidence in my pick.
You do realize that you started with the okay. You described something that's already a crime. Okay.
But now it's a federal crime.
Oh, okay. Well, let's find out. That section
Please don't feed the historians.
makes it a
Or feed
federal
them.
crime to injure an erection at the Smithsonian. To
What?
injure an erection. I'm gonna say that's an
Oh man.
that's an
Guard
exhibit.
dog.
I'm gonna
Guard
hold
dog.
this.
Red Rocket. Red Rocket.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got something to explain to my wife right now. And
Yeah.
a trip
An
15
erection.
years
Something
ago.
that
You're
was
under arrest.
constructed, erected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
The next
I
time,
kinda-
the next time you flash your piece at a museum and she touches it and injures you, you're like, you're going to jail.
And
Going
she
to jail.
pulls out an
Federal
ice
prison.
pick and then
Going down.
throws it in your ice dick. And then, yeah. You're like, that's a
Ouch.
federal crime.
There you go.
Ouch.
It's only an ice stick, you know.
One of those classic empty room
Yeah.
dick mangle puzzles.
Wait, okay, all right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, all there is a pick and a puddle of water. Like, I've got it, Watson.
Exactly. Need to call Enola for that one. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. The score as we go into our ninth and final round. Brian has got 2 points. Justin has got 4 points. And Dr. Kiki is in the lead with 5 points. This is, of course, our 6-point round.
This is,
So,
of course,
yeah.
our very, very fair, determined by science
Yeah.
game.
right.
Totally not
Always
rigged.
the
Totally
science.
not rigged.
Totally,
Totally not right.
yeah.
and Brian, because you're last,
Totally
you're going to go
not
first. here.
scientist.
Scientists.
Yes.
I think it's pronounced Tibs.
It's Agent Science.
Agent Science Tips Wave.
He's like, excuse me, as a scientist, I would say.
Man, I wonder how long you can get away at conferences with just dropping that before anybody notices.
I'm a
Yeah.
scientist.
I'm a biological scientist.
I call science dibs.
Science Tib Dibs.
Tibs.
Okay. Oh my goodness. There are 2. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna do this one. Title 49 of the U.S. Code, Section 46316 and 14, make it a federal crime for a pilot to let someone skydive out of their plane with a foreign parachute unless blank. There are 6 words in the blank. Makes it a federal crime for a pilot to let someone skydive out of their plane with a foreign parachute unless blank. Brian, we are going to start with you as you are trailing here.
Say the first part again.
This section makes it a federal crime for a pilot to let someone skydive out of the plane with a foreign parachute unless...
Duh. His name is James Bond.
Okay.
I liked how it was like word 5 and 6 was Bond.
No. Duh.
No,
His name
Yeah.
was James Bond. Yeah. Duh is in there.
But that makes it
Unless,
7.
duh, his name was James Bond.
That's 7.
Wait, what?
Are you not counting duh?
His
No,
name
duh.
was James
It's
Bond.
6.
That's 6.
It's fine.
That's
Duh.
6, yeah.
Man.
Oh, unless... Okay, I put...
See,
wait,
this proves that science is stupid.
Scientist is a big himbo right now. All right, there we go. His name is... His name is James Bond. All right, Justin... this section makes it a federal crime for a pilot to let someone skydive out of their plane with a foreign parachute unless...
Duh, his name is James Bond. Yeah, I mean, it does kind of just roll off the tongue.
Oh, yeah, there's a great rhythm to it.
All right.
A lot of counting on hands.
Unless, was you the one who fucking had 6 word answers?
Dude, he said
dickweed?
rib Tibs.
He said motherfucking rib Tibs, bitch. The MFer said rib Tib. I'm sorry, did my man say rib tib? Yeah, he said rib tib.
Yeah. Repeatedly.
You know what'll be great is
I've
next
never-
week
I've
somebody's
never
gonna
felt-
go into a marketing meeting and go like, guys, I got 2 words for you.
Rib tib.
Rib Tibs.
The Google trend for this
I
just
very
goes.
much believe, like, if it ain't, it ought to be. Like, Rib Tibs that's a good name. It rolls off the tongue.
All right. A federal crime for a pilot to let someone skydive out of their plane with a foreign parachute unless...
Fuck! Shit! The plane's aflame!
Poetic with that. Really...
Yeah, I think Dr. Kiki has a chance to really clean it up here.
Yeah. She can secure her victory.
Fuck, shit, the plane's aflame. Or you couldn't say something that rhymed like, it's such a shame, the plane's aflame.
Plane's aflame.
Or whatever, yeah.
Oh,
After Zeus it up.
I'm sorry, duh. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to craft a poetic 6-word
shame.
thing for you.
The plane's aflame. Yeah,
I'll be over
Very
here
delicious.
with my rib tip.
And they smell delicious. Dr. Kiki, this is a chance for you to steal the game, make it a federal crime. No, you're
steal the game.
defend
she
your
certainly
lead.
hasn't earned it.
Make a federal crime for a
Yeah,
pilot to
certainly
let someone
hasn't been
sky.
working
I tried everything.
With science behind the background. That's fine.
Get
It's
his
fine.
ass! Drag him, Brian! Drag him!
No,
I need
It's like-
more
you can't-
people that have
You're like, I've been
embarrassment for
discredited.
everybody!
Take them out.
makes it a federal crime to let someone skydive out of their plane with a foreign parachute unless blank.
There is someone to catch them.
Someone to catch. Huh. Okay.
I go like, hey, I'm just gonna hop on out. Whoa. Where'd that come
Whoa.
from? Oh, this is Japanese made.
No. I gotta go first so I can catch you.
I got my bro. He's gonna catch me. Don't worry about it. All right. Off
Don't
you go.
worry.
I just like they look out of the plane, they look down, and there's just like a fucking square looking like Russian dude. He just goes, "Hut!" like at the end. He holds both of his arms up to the sky.
He claps twice beforehand, like
Yeah.
All right.
science. I wonder what the science machine is gonna say.
I
about
wonder.
this
I'm
one.
gonna start warming it up now. Click whir. Click whir. Okay. That section makes it a federal crime for a pilot to let someone skydive out of their plane with a foreign parachute unless the person jumping is also foreign.
Oh, I was right. I
Oh
won.
no. Oh no.
Holy shit! It might be Don. His name is James Bond.
I don't. It's not.
Pretty close.
You know, I'm an unbiased bystander, so I don't know when this many
Science.
points are on the line. I gotta say.
Science.
Science.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
Science.
Seems like it should clearly be Brian though.
I'm sure science will figure this out.
It's almost like we had a whole bit about science versus science.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
Seems like it should really, really be Brian. Like it would be really fucked up if this went anywhere but Brian.
I mean, I don't want to get political with our science, but
All right, here we go. Getting this person 6 points, and the game with 8 points. It's Brian.
Brexit.
Comes from behind. There we go.
All right.
Congratulations,
All right,
Brian.
fine, science. I'll wear my mask.
I want to thank one more time Ulrich for giving the inspiration for this cup of scoop. Thank you for that. I wrote this, and this was a lot of fun. Very easy. I love when people send in a data source. It just a little bit of data, like the Twitter account or a list of stuff. Really makes it easy to come up with this stuff. So thank you, Ulrich, and everyone who sends in game ideas. If you have a game idea you'd like us to play in the middle of the show, which is what this has been, email it to us, mail@nightattack.tv. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Dr. Kiki, from this point on, we do a lot of just kind of internal navel gazing and housekeeping. So if you want to bolt, that's totally fine, but you're welcome to join us. But either way, we need to make sure to plug where people can see so much more of your wonderful, totally legitimate science that would never corrupt a game.
It would never corrupt a game. I mean, after those results, don't you think that you can trust science even more?
That's a good
Now,
that's a very
moving forward.
scientific thesis. I agree. Actually, yes, that's a good point. Where can people see more of your stuff?
You can find my stuff at twist.org, twis.org, Twist Science on Twitter. I'm Dr. Kiki at Kiki on Twitter.
Kiki.
Kiki.
DRKIKI.
Her name is Dr. Kiki. No, I see that on my list here.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for joining us. You are the best, and please let Bryce. I really resent that you refused to allow her back on the show for 5 whole years. That's really awful of you.
I also really resent the fact that you gaslit me into believing that rib tibs was a thing. Like, that was also fucked up.
Dr. Kiki will have you back on much, much sooner, I promise.
I hope so. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much. It's been just great to get to hang out with you guys again.
Yeah.
I know. So much fun.
Do you want to keep hanging out or is it late? I don't know what time it is in the future.
In the future, it is my child's bedtime.
Okay, all right. Well,
then it's a school night.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kiki.
Thank you so much.
are the best.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yo, buddy, you want to do a little bit of diamond time?
Indeed.
What is
We're not doing the sounder.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Diamond Time is where you shout out your projects right here on the program. Top 3 posts at our Reddit, reddit.com/r/Diamond Club. Get read each and every week. We begin with Media K. Hey, y'all. Big Voice Jay here. You want to wind down after Night Attack? Well, I'm here for you. BVJ's Bedtime Stories is me reading public domain short stories set to relaxing musics. New episodes released weekdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe below.
Daily?
Bedtime with BVJ.com.
Can we listen to some? I want to hear a little bit of it. I bet it's very soothing.
Sure, here is a little bit of the Brementown musicians, maybe? It sounds like if we can...
To him in great excitement and implored him to exert himself. Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve, which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter. But Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him, and rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water in it.
The water.
Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed.
That's great.
Perhaps
I mean, by the way, Big Voice Jay,
don't take it away from me. I was loving it. Go ahead.
If you have never heard the voice of Big Voice Jay, well, now you have. You understand why that's a brilliant concept. I'm really glad that you played it, because if people don't realize that Big Voice Jay is literally a big fucking voice, like that is awesome. I'm so pumped.
Next up, we got from Lisa J. Hello, Diamond Club peeps. Lisa J here. Today is my birthday, and therefore I ask for one present only. Cold hard cash. My podcast, No Pink Spandex, celebrated its 15th anniversary. Holy shit, 15 years. That's 2005.
Wow.
That's the early days of podcasting. On September 17th, my co-hosts are friends I've known for almost 20 years, and I'm thankful that they've supported my little upstart of a media empire this entire time. Since they've been holding me down, I wanted to surprise my co-host, BFF, Jer, J-E-R, probably short for Jerry or something, with a new computer to upgrade his sweet, sweet dulcet tones. How are we to talk all things Power Rangers news, reviews, and interviews with cast and crew of the TV show and comics if one of our members has a PC on its last leg? You can help by donating to nop.ink/donate. Myself and the rest of the MPS crew are chipping in on this prize, so we just need an extra $250 to get us over the finish line. Oh, surely we can make this happen. And check out all things No Pink Spandex at linktr.ee/No Pink Spandex. The Power Rangers comic books from Boom Studios are really good. Read them for real, bro. Make my birthday dreams come true and support Black women. Black Lives Matter. Dude, congratulations. 15 years of keeping up with anything is an astonishing achievement. I'm so excited for you guys.
Oh yeah, and we can push this over. Like this should be
come on,
no problem. And finally, Speedman writes, "Hello, Diamond Club. My friends wrote a children's book. It's a collection of original short stories called Fairy Tales of Kindness and Courage. It's illustrated by professional artist Corey Godby, and it's completely done. But he's doing a Kickstarter to get it off the ground. You can see the Kickstarter, which has less than 2 weeks left, at YOLO420.com/fairytaleswag.
Man, did you hear how easy that was for him to say? Say it again, Justin.
That is YOLO420.com/fairytaleswag.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And of course, if you want your project shouted out on Diamond Time, then you can head on over to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club. Top 3 posts get read each and every week.
Dude, before we go into looking at our mail sacks, you know, our sounder comes from Schitt's Creek. They crushed it. They crushed it. They swept it. They won all the awards.
Yeah.
Historic sweep.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. Like, I can't believe I don't know when a show from a smaller network, a show co-financed by CBC and Pop Television, which is the former TV Guide channel, by the way. Like, that used to be the thing where they would just show the TV Guide
they would
slowly
literally
progressing.
just show, like, here are the TV shows that are on other channels that aren't this channel.
Exactly. So it's that channel that they eventually started making original programming on. And yeah, and it crushed because it's great. It's a hilarious show.
Yep.
Let's look at our mail sacks.
Let's do that indeed.
Join us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
In the Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Super grand. This is the part of the show where we read your emails that you sent in to mail@nightattack.tv. It's an email address. We got this one from Andrew. Andrew's subject line is Shitload of Burgers Day.
All right, I'm in.
Okay. He said this on Thursday.
Would open. I would assume is not a lottery spam.
Hopefully. Hello, Night Attack. I was listening to this week's Diamond Time this afternoon and realized that today, September 17, was in fact the holiest of days. I placed an order online with a nearby restaurant to grab a burger for dinner and after work. Went to pick it up. I wanted to celebrate responsibly, and the burgers at this place are quite large, so I only ordered a single burger, plus onion rings. However, when I arrived, there was no record of my order. I just assumed something had happened with their janky website, and I didn't want to have to argue with the teenager, so I ordered again in the store and figured I'd figure it out when I got home. Then, while I waited, my original order came out, followed by the new one. I was going to one-hand the burger on my walk home, but now I had a tray of food that required both hands, and walked a couple miles while carrying a gigantic dinner for one. Is this a Shitload of Burgers Day curse or miracle? Is Shitload of Burgers Day more of a prophecy than a holiday? Can 2 large burgers even be considered a shitload, or does the number need to be higher before it's a shitload? Thank you for fielding these important Slob Day questions, Andrew. Gentlemen?
Before we begin, is it really called Shitload of Burgers Day?
I mean, yeah, I think it's like steak and a blowjob day, where there's some colloquial English to the title. But
what are some
yeah,
other colloquial days that
I remember this. This was a website.
Yeah,
on the Diamond Time last time.
I mean, I named one off the top of my head. I don't have another one.
Oh, no, sorry. That was an invitation for you to just make up a lot more.
Oh, well, of course, Brian. You've got wheelbarrow full of mayonnaise day, and And then there's, of course, and then there's Email Orrin Hatch Day, where you just email former Senator Orrin Hatch. That's a great one that we all know.
Then there's Read the Articles from Penthouse Day.
Yeah, only the articles. That's where you like to. Well, all year you prepare cutting out all the nudity from Penthouse, and then send your friend to Penthouse so he can read only the articles.
Pretend to be Tom Brokaw Day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then there's Tom Brokaw can be anyone else in the world day, which is the next day. Like he then can be Dracula or the president or a fireman or whatever he wants.
There's Talk Like a Software Pirate Day.
Yeah,
where you just mention all the how you were using Photoshop a lot, and everybody understands. They all wink at you.
Sure, exactly. Yeah, they all know. They're like, you just talk about all the plugins that you have, like, you know.
I love my red giant plugins on my Photoshop CS1.
Exactly. And they're like motherfucker, I've seen your apartment. I know that you're talking like a software pirate.
All right, we also got this email from Hey Scoops, who writes, I sent in, this was in the Diamond, this was a happy hour topic, I believe, of this past week. Hey Scoops is the one who sent in the Miss Monopoly so long ago that I literally forgot that I sent it in. I'm glad you finally got it. Please update on how fun it is to play. If while he goes and gets a prop here, I believe, Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, that the idea for Miss Monopoly is that the female players of the game get more money when they pass go.
I think there's a couple gender-based rules, but really the funny part about Miss Monopoly, I think, was the commercial, if I remember correctly.
Yes, also the very concept of the fucking game that undercuts its entire fucking point, because built into the game is the presumption that women can't possibly compete head-to-head with men and instead need an extra boost. It's fucking insulting, and as the father of 3 daughters, I hate it beyond words. Thank you very much for sending it to us.
Yeah, it is. Look, that commercial was what made it famous, right? It was like all these like young females, like science-minded young women who were like had all these cool ideas that were like you know, science fair plus things that could actually be things, and they showcase them as a way to sell Miss Monopoly, the misogyn, or the what's the opposite? The
Mr. Monopoly.
The MS stands for misogyny.
No, the oh god,
misunderstood.
No, what's the one that where the
Star Wars
fuck
Monopoly.
You. All right.
The Rib Tib Monopoly.
You fucking assholes. I hate you. Misandry. The misandrous Monopoly. You fucking lousy cunts. You fucking lot of you.
That same
fuck
week.
you. I said Rib Tibs. And I'm not sure. I'm back to being proud of it. I'm back to being proud of it. You want to know what? This is what happens. You keep me down and you kick me over and over and over again. Now I'm Mr. Rib Tips again. They call me the R in Justin R. Young stands for Rib Tips.
Now, meanwhile,
pieces of monkey shit, a lot of you.
Meanwhile,
fuck you. I was trying to think of a Sandry.
Mr. 9/11 Rib Tips, folks.
Justin Rib Tips Young.
Truly a new era of this program.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck both of you. Garbage people. I said Rib Tips.
BT and AT before Tibbs and after Tibbs.
That same time. That same week, I got a gift that.
Where's my alcohol?
Ryan Alcott sent to us none other than I don't think we've shown this on the show, but we have a Knight Rider.
That's fun.
With the
and his little eyes go.
Yeah,
That's good. Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
That's one I'll let my daughters play with.
Daddy, what's a car?
Oh.
All right, we've got one last email here from Michael Lipton, aka our tall beard dude.
Oh yeah, tall beard dude.
Who is sharing his story of how he got into Night Attack. Hello, everybody. My intro started off with Scam School. Brian made a video about fire eating where he said, quote, make sure to have a professional show you the ropes or something similar. I didn't get the wink, wink, nudge, nudge, so I actually contacted Brian. I met him up in San Francisco for a Scam School shoot, set some creamer on fire, and then got a fire eating lesson and did not set myself aflame. As a thanks, I brewed up Brian a batch of beer. As I was bringing brews to DragonCon 2012, I asked if he wanted to sample a few more things, so I ended up getting into their hotel room where I met Justin for the first time, as well as some of the crew. A mildly intoxicated Brian, wrapping up Coors to look like Lost rations, asked if I'd ever seen their show.
Sorry, say they get that's right.
The Dharma Initiative.
It was actually Natty Light, but that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he was giving you the benefit of the doubt on that one, of course. Asked if I had ever seen their show, which I had not. He showed me a clip, which seemed like random noise and yelling, so I politely smiled and laughed. I ended up going to the live show, and it was amazing, and I've been a fan ever since. The following year, Chat Realm helped get me into Sierra Nevada's beer camp, getting my brew national distribution. I made a special beer for Brian and Justin to enjoy the following DragonCon as a thanks, and I can now say that my beer is being drunk on the cover of a #1 comedy album. Thank you.
Oh my God, that's right. That's awesome.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, Night Attack Live. How cool.
So thank you for the wonderful memories and innumerable last cheers, Tall Beer Dude, aka Michael Lipton. Thank you, Michael. Michael's a great guy. I've met him a couple times. He's a swell.
No,
dude.
him and his wife, Katie are just salt to the earth. Salt to the earth. They're so great.
You know, it's funny because oftentimes we have those encounters, and to us, they come and go, and there's just not. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't another opportunity to have another encounter. But meanwhile, knowing that our connection is staying alive, even though it's highly asymmetrical, like obviously, it sounds like he's still listening, just is my favorite thing on the planet. The idea, you've heard me use the word a strange largely one-way friendship that we have with everybody in Chat Realm. And I don't know. That makes me really happy.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. No, he's great. And I all I want is for him to make beer forever and just make beer
out of ribs
because he is great. I swear to God. I'm trying to reset.
I can tell.
I'm trying to reset. I'm trying to reset. I'm trying to reset.
More nudge.
And you want to keep pushing me. You want to keep pushing me. You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out what happened.
You don't need science to determine what's gonna happen next.
Oh, you want Mr. Rib Tips? Mr. Rib Tips here now. Mr. Rib Tips here now, motherfucker.
I can't believe you've done this. All right, thank you, Michael, and thank you to everyone who sends in emails to our email address, mail@nightattack.tv. If you send it in, we might read it at the end of the show, which is what this has been. Thank you.
Oh,
stop listening to this show. It's a garbage show. This is a garbage show for abuse. This is an abusive show.
Was that a reference to the YouTube video where the dude hits the other dude and he goes, "I can't believe you've done this"?
Yes.
Or okay, good. Hey, Justin, what did we learn this week?
No, it was a reference to Super Fuzz.
It's literally the plot of Super Fuzz is that he has superpowers until he sees something red.
And we nailed it.
Dumbest.
You're right.
Oh, God damn it. All right. Fuck you. Rib Tips are real. I'm on Justin's side. We're both on Team Rib Tips. Science is wrong. What did we learn this week?
Science is fake. We learned that.
Who's the bit boss?
Our bit boss just at the last second with 2,500 bits is Biz Dism. Rockroll Martian still did give 6 gift subs. Thank you to both of you.
Yeah, we also learned fuck science. Rib tips are real.
We also learned that rib tips are in your heart, and if they're in your heart, they're in your head. And if they're in your head, they're in the world.
Yeah, but don't look at your heart because it's red and you might lose your superpowers. It all makes sense if you listen to the episode. See you next Tuesday, I guess.
Hey, yo, I'm walking here.
Duh, unless it's James Bond.
Dying of fire.
See you next Tuesday.
Warm glass of Drano. Night attack. Night attack. Night attack. Night attack. Night attack. attack. Night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.